Good morning, everybody. We have a mostly lower trade in the grain markets here early on Wednesday morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Central Time. May corn futures down 5 cents at 5.40. May soybeans are down 2 and 3/4 at 14.09 and 3/4. May Chicago wheat down 6 and 3/4 at 6.59 and a half. May Kansas City wheat is down 4 and a quarter at 6.31. Hey guys, later today I will be posting a video regarding the 2021 acreage mix here in the U.S. It'll be called Acreage Battle 2021. Ken Morrison will join me, and we're going to talk about acreage prospects, what we can expect on March 31st, some of the implications in regard to current prices, profitability, that sort of thing. So this should be a good conversation. That video will be posted early this afternoon at the very latest. To get into some of the headlines here this morning, China has confirmed another African swine fever outbreak. This is an outbreak that was confirmed in some piglets that were illegally transported in southwestern China. The Chinese government only specifically mentioned this case, which only impacted 36 animals in total. Now, there has recently been quite a bit of chatter and concern regarding a resurgence of this disease. There are some analysts out there who believe that up to 20% of the breeding herd in China was affected over the winter. So if you were to see a big resurgence in African swine fever, that would of course be a negative for grain and oilseed demand. It seems like we're kind of in the dark on this issue here for the moment. I don't know what is actually going on, but this is the first time in a while, to my knowledge, that we've seen the Chinese government actually acknowledge that this is going on right now. USDA's Argentina attaché expects slightly lower soybean yields. This was the quote from their report this week. The Post projects Argentine soybean production at 47.5 million metric tons. That's 500,000 tons below USDA official, while heavy rains in January allowed for a recuperation of oilseed crops in much of the country. Drier weather in Buenos Aires province is leading to lower yield projections. So there's some concern, I think, in particular regarding dryness over the next week. It's going to be really dry the next week, and then maybe some more normalish type rainfall the following week. So slightly lower production expected there, and that's been the case, and that chatter's been circulating for a while now. EIA will release weekly ethanol data later this morning. Traders expect a rebound in production following the big polar vortex induced collapse that we saw in ethanol production last week, or really 2 weeks ago. Weekly output is expected at 820,000 barrels per day, up sharply from 658 last week. And that 658 was a multi-month low dating way back to I think May of last year. Stocks are expected to increase marginally. Just keep in mind that prior to COVID, ethanol production this time of year had consistently been running above 1 million barrels per day, and we have not touched 1 million barrels in a long, long time. Shipping vessel lineups in Brazil are record large. There is an estimated shipment capacity of like 600 million bushels waiting to be loaded in Brazil. And this backlog is, of course, a result of a slow harvest pace. It's being reported that Chinese crushers are waiting on Brazilian beans rather than buying expensive and scarce beans out of the U.S. It's only a matter of time until until Brazil rather ships a massive amount of beans. USDA projects Brazilian soybean exports at 85 million this year. That would be a little bit below last year's record of 92.1, but still a huge export program. The U.S. For reference, has never shipped more than 59 million, and Brazil is going to ship 85 this year. USDA is projecting that the U.S. is going to ship 61 this year, but that's still way behind what is projected for Brazil. So we're going to see essentially if USDA is correct, we'll see the second largest export program that any country has ever seen in regard to beans this year, with Brazil just behind their own record from last year. Soybean futures in China traded fresh multi-year highs overnight. The number 2 contract on the Dalian Commodity Exchange traded its best level since 2014, the equivalent of just north of $20 per bushel. This is related, and I think, to the harvest delay story in Brazil, short-term scarcity of beans in China. But a lot of this, I think, should probably change once they start to get more Brazilian beans shipped into China. Cattle market was able to come back and close marginally higher yesterday. We had kind of an ugly string of days there from Friday through Monday, and then bounced back a little bit yesterday. The box beef market was sharply lower. Choice boxes were down more than $4. Select boxes were down $1.47. In the outside markets this morning, the stocks are higher. We've got the Dow Jones up 190 points. S&P's up about 19. Gold's down $10. Silver's lower. We've got the U.S. dollar just a little bit higher. Crude oil's up 90 cents, 60.65 in the April WTI contract. The bonds are lower. If you guys would like some more information from me, as always, go to my website. It is www.standardgrain.com. Go to that website, click on Grain Marketing Plan here in the upper right-hand corner. For $49 a month, I will send you my morning email, which goes out every business day at 6:30 a.m. Central Time. It includes any overnight headline that you need to be aware of, all my grain marketing recommendations, all sorts of interesting charts, graphics. I really kind of get into a lot more detail in the newsletter. In these videos and these podcasts, I kind of hit the tip of the iceberg. This is a lot more detailed information. There's a text message service that goes along with that. You can cancel this thing at any time. No other fee, no other obligation. Everybody have a great day today. Remember, I'll be posting that acreage battle video this afternoon. We'll talk to you then.